Hello and welcome. I'm Tyler, and today we're taking a look at the Flair 58 Plus 2 and how it's a great fit for advanced and expert espresso brewers. It gives you full control over all brew variables to get the purest expression of your coffee beans. So today we'll be talking about how this is a great model for expert home baristas who may already have a few brews under their belt. If you are new to brewing espresso at home manually, there's a link below in the description you can check out about why I also think this is a good fit for beginners. So let's get into it. So the 58 Plus 2 is a manual lever espresso maker. Basically what that means is it does require some human effort in order to create the shot of espresso. But these manual espresso makers are all about the experience and the workflow. Think of it like cooking a gourmet meal instead of getting takeout. Most at-home espresso makers are more of an appliance, sits on your counter, takes up way too much space, but all you have to do is load the coffee, push a button, out comes the espresso. Boring. This does require some human effort, a little bit of human strength in order to create that shot of espresso. But before we get into that process, let's take a look at what the 58 Plus 2 has to offer. The 58 Plus 2 is a manual lever espresso maker. So it comes with a lever, which is obvious. Also comes with a pressure gauge, so you can see how much pressure you're putting into each shot. Comes with a shot mirror as well to view your extraction from the bottom. It also comes with a powered preheat cylinder. So in order to use this, you will need to plug it in. A control base here, which allows you to set the temperature of the preheated cylinder. So you can set it to low, medium, or high. Another great thing is the frame itself is made of cast aluminum, so it's very durable. It also comes with these beautiful walnut accents. Looks good on the counter, also doesn't take up very much room on the counter. Also, under the group head here, where you put the glass for extraction, you can actually add in a scale, so there's enough space for that. Before we get into what makes this great for expert level or advanced home baristas, we're gonna go ahead and brew a shot on the 58 Plus 2, give you a look at what manual espresso is and what the workflow is like. To start, we'll go ahead and set the preheat temperature on the brew cylinder. Then we'll add our ground coffee to the portafilter. It will require a high quality burr grinder that can dial in espresso. Then we'll distribute and tamp. Add the dispersion screen. Then attach the portafilter to the espresso maker. Fill the cylinder with hot water. Raise the lever to draw the hot water into the cylinder. Then lower the lever to extract our espresso. So now let's answer the question about why this is a great option for advanced and expert level home baristas. The first thing I would say is that you have full control over all your brew variables. This means that you can dial in your espresso shot with no restrictions and follow the exact recipe that you want to. This cannot be found in other models at this price point. The next great feature is the pressure gauge. Having this is a great benefit. It acts as a visual indicator of the amount of pressure that you're putting into the shot, which means you can brew at any pressure or flow profile you want. Typically, or the industry thought process, is you want to try to hit 9 bars of pressure when you're brewing espresso. However, not every roast requires 9 bars of pressure. If you go up to 9 bars on some roast, it might actually over extract. This means you can do slow pre-infusions, turbo shots, or straight 9-bar profiles. Another great feature of the 58 Plus 2 is this shot mirror. Basically, as you're pulling a shot, you can see the bottom side of the portafilter. So as your pre-infusion is coming through, you can see that the entire puck is being saturated, or during the actual pulling of the shot, you can see if there's any channeling. You might get a little spray coming out here and here, just pume, pume, pume. If you see that, you can kind of pull off a little bit, allow that area to kind of saturate a little bit more, and then continue your pressure on that shot. So having that visual indicator right there to see the bottom side of it is a huge benefit. Great thing about this is that it comes standard with the 58 Plus 2 and it's magnetic. Another great feature about the 58 Plus 2 is a 58 millimeter portafilter basket. This is industry standard. So if you go to a cafe, this is what they're using. At Flair, we also offer a low flow basket that helps improve the body of the shot. a high flow basket, which offers more clarity, and a high uniformity basket, which offers even more clarity in your extraction. The great thing about that is it offers more flexibility. But at the same time, we do offer other portafilters. So we do have a 3-in-1 portafilter, allows you to split the shot into 2 shots. So if you're brewing for you and a friend, even if you're brewing for you and somebody you don't like, you can do that pretty easily and switch that out on this machine. So that's a great option. The next great feature I'd like to point out is the preheat controls. As I mentioned before, they're here in the base of the machine. One simple button, you hold it for a couple seconds to turn it on. You can set the preheat level to low at 85 degrees Celsius, medium at 90 degrees Celsius, and high at 95 degrees Celsius. So if you're using a lighter roast, it's more of a dense bean, you want to go with a higher temperature of water, so you'd set this to high. If you're using a dark roast, those are much easier to extract, so you can set this at the low temp and extract that just the same. The next great feature about the 58 Plus 2 is just the lever itself. This is a direct lever system, which means there's a direct transfer of force on the lever to the pressure in the system. This lever does provide a 13-to-1 mechanical advantage, so it only requires about 30 pounds of force to reach 6 bar pressure, which will get you in that espresso zone. And 30 times 13 is math. This means you've got easy control over the amount of pressure you're brewing at, and because it's a direct lever system, any change in force on the lever immediately changes the pressure you're brewing at, which makes any pressure profile possible. So the last thing I would say is great for advanced and expert level home baristas is the valve and plunger system. More or less what that does is when the lever is down, you can fill it up with water, and that water will stay in the cylinder until you raise the lever. So this will avoid any early pre-infusions, gives you full control over when the pre-infusion starts, and won't ruin your extraction by pre-wetting your coffee grounds. So in a nutshell, the 58 Plus 2 is a great option for the entire spectrum of home espresso brewers. If you're an advanced or expert level home barista, it offers a lot of features that you wouldn't find unless you spent thousands of dollars on an espresso machine. This comes in under $700, so you're not going to need to take out a second mortgage in order to bring one of these home. If you are a beginner or new to brewing espresso at home, especially manually, it also offers a lot of options to help facilitate your learning curve, and just kind of helps you achieve those results right off the bat. Then as you get better, you can dive into those rabbit holes and really figure out the nuances of what makes espresso espresso and what doesn't make espresso espresso, all of that jazz. So I hope this was helpful. I'd like to thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next time.